to another episode 49 of Big Belly Pets.
48.
Episode 48 of Big Belly Pets. So, small disclaimer, this was going to probably come out right as the other one came out because we thought we were caught up. We were
No, we're
chilling
not caught.
willy-nilly. And we was like, yeah, we're caught up. And then we found out we had a whole episode we had not edited. So the 146 came out May 4th. So we're
a bit behind, but we have lives. we have lives. This is not a stream of income for us. This is fun. This
Yeah.
does not bring us money.
So,
Unless someone wants to sponsor us, we could do this full time easy. I mean, I don't mind talking for the full time. I mean, if
This
you want
is
to
true.
sponsor us, I mean, we're not the most handsome fellas around, but
Speak for yourself.
I knew you were going to say that.
Don't speak for me. But yeah, episode 48
yeah.
of Big Belly Pets. I'm your boy with my old Navy shirt on. Shout out to moms. Just because it's a big sweater and I like it. I'm your boy, Nick, Poppy Chulo. Nick, how's everyone doing? We got Dan the man with the master plan, Big D, as the ladies like to, well, can't even say ladies no more. As he used to be go by. It's like he's and he's just Daniel, I guess.
You can't just say what. My goodness, this guy's just throwing hints out here. Just throwing hints. It's okay.
How you doing, brother? How you?
I'm good. Good. I'm on holiday tomorrow, so it's the Dragon Boat Festival, and technically speaking, there is 11 more working days, 11 more actual teaching days, 11. And or in collective, there's 12 and a half days left of work for me, which is great because I've got a lot going on in the summer. I feel like I'm a globe trotter, but been good.
Around the world.
Just came back from a week-long trip with kids. We had visited a city in Xi'an. You're very familiar with it, Xi'an, where one of the wonders of the world, the terracotta warriors are.
Was it cold in there?
So recently, so I think the last time that you went and I went, there was no AC there.
Well, it was AC in there. It was freezing cold inside of there when I went. So
they don't put on the AC all the time. They put on the AC certain times and they turn off the AC at certain times. But the AC was okay this time. That wasn't that cold. It really was, and it was packed. It was packed. Yeah, no. Xi'an is a great city. I like it. Just very big city, geographically speaking. So it's like far to get to places. So you're forever traveling to get to a place. And this is like my second time this year being in Xi'an. But it's known for its if anyone wants to know the history of Xi'an, it pretty much was the gateway into the Silk Road, traveling from the Middle East, Africa, Asia, Europe. So it's got a heavy influence from India. So it's got a large Muslim community in Xi'an. It's got great food there, the Muslim streets and everything like that. So it's got it's got a lot of cultural history. So a lot of people like my kids have learned the Silk Road with me, and they were like, my middle school kids were like, oh, we know what's going on here, and we watched the show. It was pretty cool. So like actually them getting to see it like in person with like the people doing it and stuff like that, it was pretty cool. But yeah, finished a long week with them. Damn, those kids, man. They are, when you get to see the kids the way I get to see them, like people like teach and I get to see them and I coach. So you build a lot of good relationships with these kids. But man, when you have to spend the days with them, like you wake them up and you put them to sleep, it gets a lot. Like I'm now their teacher, their coach, and now their parent for the week. It can drain you. It can drain you, but it was great fun. It was great fun. Like some of the kids, they start to get comfortable around you and like confident and like, safe. And like I had two older boys and they were like chatting. And they were like, yeah, no, Miss Daniel, when so-and-so and I were here in this country together, we were visiting, we got up to this type of mischief. And then they looked at each other and they were like, oh, should we tell Mr. Daniel these stories? And I looked at them and I was like, I've been where you guys have been. You don't have to tell me the stories. Just carry on. And then the one morning they woke up and they were chatting with me on the bus. And yo, Mr. Daniel, last night or early this morning at like 3, we were still up talking. And then they looked at each other and they're like, we shouldn't say this, should we, Mr. Daniel? You meant you want us to be in bed very early. And I was like, look, guys, this is a cultural trip. It's not a sports trip. So if it was a sports trip, I'd probably bench you guys because you're up at 3 a.m. But it's up to you guys if you're going to survive the day. If you're just chatting in your rooms, chilling, talking to people, I'm fine with that. You know, we take their phones away for curfew at 10 p.m. and whatever you guys do after that, just don't leave your
How many of
rooms.
them is in a room?
2 in a room, but they have their damn phones, bro. Those hotel phones. So they put it on speaker and they like talk to another chap. And then at like 1 o'clock in the morning, I made a little move around the hallway just to like see if anyone was leaving their rooms. Because my thing is just don't leave your rooms, please. Because you know, shit can go down. And bro, I heard these kids, bro, chapping on the phones, giggling, laughing, and I was like, you know what? It's them. Let it be. Just it's kids, bro. They're not on social media. They're not playing games. The TVs are not on. It's just them talking to their mates. And I was like, and then like other teachers were like, "Rah, no." I'm just like, let it be. But I'm not like, so Daniel, do you mind? And I was like, shh, don't care what you guys do. Just don't let it out.
Yeah.
And if someone finds out, take the knock, but do it again and don't get caught. That's what I say. Yeah. I was like, I always tell my kids, if you get caught, you get caught. Take the punishment. That's simple. That's it. That's it. That's all you do. That's life. Push the boundaries. Everyone does it. I mean, people evade tax and hedge funds and nonsense and stuff like that. Just don't get caught. But yeah, Xi'an was pretty cool. It was great. I don't enjoy flying anymore. I don't know why, but flying with kids is probably the most irritating thing and the most relaxing thing at the same time. For some reason, during turbulence, I don't know why, but turbulence, I'm like, I don't like it. Stop moving plane. But then when I look around, kids are just chilling on their phones, playing games, chatting to their friends or sleeping. And that makes me go, okay, we're fine. We're not going down anytime soon. But as an adult by myself, nah, man, I don't want to fly by myself. I hate flying by myself. People say travel by yourself, but flying by yourself?
I would. If I didn't have my old ball and chain. Well, yeah. But yeah, so traveling, I have to fly by myself a couple of times this summer holiday. Got a few things coming up. Got my US visa, so I got that sorted. That was pretty easy. Got it to my Cypriot passport. So fly to SA, 20th of June. I'm in South Africa on the 21st of June. Really looking forward to that. Just 2 weeks of just South Africa to the USA is easy. You can be a citizen next week if you wanted to.
We will get there. It's on our list to discuss this nonsense going on. Oh my goodness. What trash is going to be spoken? But speaking about visas, I'm recently, someone's going through the process of getting a South African e-visa. But my beloved country, Nick seen me watch the Springboks. When I watch the South African girls, Banyana, the soccer team play the last World Cup, 2023, 2024. I was somewhere with my mom and I was watching and I was getting cray. I was getting crazy watching those girls play. Proteas, anything South African, I'm passionate about sport-wise. But when it comes to our government and economy, I just tend to be like, we have a beautiful country. All right, that's where I ended. We have a very aesthetically pleasing country. That's it. Beautiful people, hospitable people, but our government. So this person, I'm not going to mention any names, phones up the South African consulate in New York. Now, mind you, you expect something. First of all, the websites don't work. Second of all, the phones don't operate properly. This person eventually gets through the consulate and says, maybe try the South African e-visa. What do you mean try? Maybe it will work. Maybe
this is the South African, whoever they spoke to, telling them this.
Yeah. Just try the e-visa. Maybe it will work. I don't know.
Try. Okay.
Right. That face says it all. You're like, sorry, what? I'm calling you. Like, yeah. Just try it. I don't know if it really works. We don't know. Can I come in and see you? Can I do an appointment? Nah, we don't have space yet. We'll let you know. But just try the e-visa. It might work. It might not.
You have to pay. You
And
have to
then,
pay for the visa, right?
yeah, you have to pay, but it's like it's 550 rand.
Okay.
It's 250, about 200 RMB. Mind you, not like the 1,300 RMB that I paid for the American visa. So yes, it's not that expensive, and apparently this people can get the e-visas. Certain countries can apply for the e-visa, but I'm just going like, what is going on? Like, shouldn't you make it easy for people to come to South Africa? Because y'all need people to come to South Africa and spend euros and dollars and whatever you need. You need the currencies to come in and up tourism. Yeah, just realizing, and then when that person was going through it, I was just like, yeah, I'm not surprised. Not surprised. Like I've phoned the South African consulate here in Beijing. Huh? And fun fact, South Africa on the 6th of May, apparently they changed the bill that was based in 1995, a constitutional bill, 6-1. I just read up about it. So back in 1995, if you did not ask permission, right? Funny enough, I asked permission, but it wasn't on purpose. So when I gained my Cypriot citizenship back in 2019, I got permission. And
From
well,
SA.
from South Africa, but not necessarily known permission. Just it doesn't happen. But if South Africa finds out that you did not ask permission and you got a citizenship from another country, the law back in 1995 that was created could swipe you from citizenship. They could just be like, nope, more citizenship. You can't
But
do that.
was that a part of the
The
apartheid ending and stuff?
Yes, I think so. So to discourage people just flocking away.
Right.
So I think it was like, but it was such a silly rule. Like you can't stop
Yeah.
people becoming a dual citizen. You're not China. You can't just
Yeah.
snap. But apparently, in 6th of May this year, they changed that. They were like, no. You have the right to be a dual citizen, and you don't have to ask us permission. If the country gives you citizenship, you got citizenship from us. If they give you citizenship, that's okay. So being a dual citizenship is fine. Pretty
I'm
much
currently
that's
on that path right now to try to do
yeah.
that.
Well, I am that path. And when I got my new passport back in 2021, I needed to apply for a new passport. They gave it to me, and I signaled that I am a Cypriot citizen as well. And they were like, "Cool, here's your new passport." Yeah. So yeah, pretty much citizen. I'm a dual citizenship with no issues. But I know people have had that issue in the past. But yeah, South Africa. Oh, I love my
Um,
country, but yeah, let's talk about guys, guys and girls, boys and girls, men and women, theys and its, is's and ours,
you,
whatever
you
you
know,
call yourselves.
you know, and it's funny because I was just one of my friends. I need to hit him up, but he does another podcast called Seeds and Stems. He does a
Thieves,
podcast, Seeds and Stems.
season
Uh,
stems.
my homeboy Q. We went to high school together, but I think he's like a year or two under me. But I've been watching some of his. He does like Facebook Live or something podcast. I'll be watching it sometimes if I'm up late, and they be having like
So
it's like
let's
yeah. But
let's
anyways,
just
continue.
let's start off with this. All right, what is a genocide? Let's define it. Let's define it. And defined by the Holocaust Memorial Museum in the United States, a genocide is an internationally recognized crime where acts are committed with the intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. That is a genocide. That's the
Hmm.
genocide. All right. What
Hmm.
is the legal definition? The definition contained in Article 2 of the Convention describes genocide as a crime committed with the intent to destroy a national. Okay, same thing. All right. Basically, the deliberate killing of a large number of people from a particular nation or ethnic group with the aim of destroying that nation or group.
Hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, theys and thems, its and ours, whatever you guys call yourselves, there is no white genocide in South Africa.
So
There,
there is one in the whole Palestinian Israel conflict.
yes, correct. That's a
That is
genocide.
for sure one.
The DRC
Uh,
Congo, genocide. South
yeah,
Sudan, genocide.
yeah,
Rwanda, and there's another one. Not the Rwanda back in 1993, that genocide, that's still a genocide.
yeah.
But there's the border genocide happening on now.
Hmm.
Those are genocides. Now, when we
Hmm.
talk about genocides, we're talking about thousands and
Mhm.
millions of people.
Mhm.
Syria, genocide. Afghanistan,
Mhm.
genocide. Anywhere you go that people, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it, and I've said it to some people that have asked about it. We don't want to recognize those genocides for one reason and one reason only: color of skin.
Mhm.
Simple.
Mhm.
Simple. That's it.
Mhm.
That's it. We are
Mhm.
making so much noise of this
Mhm.
white genocide in South
Mhm.
Africa.
The powers who control this world, not a fan of the darker skinned people.
Exactly.
And that's
Exactly.
what it is.
What is happening in South Sudan right now with the military groups, the two main military groups in South Sudan, or Sudan itself? They're not even recognizing those countries.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about a genocide, we can talk about the Bosnian Wars in the 1990s. We can
Mm-hmm.
talk about the Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
Those are magnitude genocides. We can talk about the incidents with Japan, basically wiping out North China.
Mm-hmm.
Those are genocides.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are, white genocide in South Africa. No,
Mm-hmm.
guys. No, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I have people, if there was a white genocide right now, people would be voting me, trying to
Mm-hmm.
find their way, helping them. My
Mm-hmm.
mom would not still be working in South Africa. She would have
Mm-hmm.
flown back to Spain right now.
Mm-hmm.
Simple.
It's,
My
when this
cousin's on
came
holiday
up,
there.
I was like, when this came up, not to cut you off, I said, out of all the South Africans I know, which is a fair amount at this point, I think I only know one black South African. I think it's Charles. And I was like, everyone else, no one's talking about no. I was like, Daniel is most definitely the most South African I know. I was like, if it's a genocide, you okay, Daniel? Where's your mama? Is everything? Is everything?
Bruh, my dad is currently traveling the country doing his audits around the country.
Yeah.
He phoned me. He's busy helping me with documents that I needed to sign. He's like, "Yeah, man, how's it going? Though? Good, man. How you doing there?" My stepmom's arranging bookings for the holiday. Sorry to blow your bubble. It is not.
Yeah.
And in truth be told, there was an excellent video. I don't know the guy's name, but on Instagram, he spoke about the wealth gap. Now, don't get me wrong, blah, don't throw shade at me. There are white poor people in South Africa. I was a poor person in debt in South Africa. Yes, I was poor when I was working, but I was still very lucky and privileged to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Incredibly privileged to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I didn't get loan offers because I didn't get scholarships because of my color. I got a letter from FNB South Africa saying, sorry, due to our BE commitments, our black empowerment and our commitment, we can't offer many white students coverage or whatever. And I was like, cool, whatever. Let me just go to university. I'll get a job. I'll
Mm-hmm.
work in a bar. I'll be a PE teacher, whatever. We made it work. There are
Mm-hmm.
poor white people. But I read a statistic. Over 60% of business boardrooms, directors, management is still white.
Mm-hmm. People
Guys,
act like apartheid didn't end only like 30 years ago.
no, exactly. It ended not so long
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. Like
It's
our
not gonna
parents were
change
fully alive
overnight. There's,
in their 20s known about this.
you know,
Yeah.
like, like, look at the people in my generation. Their parents worked blue collar jobs, poor blue collar jobs. That's the black people in my generation.
Mm-hmm.
Their parents were underprivileged. Their parents didn't have the opportunities that my parents did. My
Mm-hmm.
parents can say what the fuck they want. Their white skin got them their jobs. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
mind you, my mom, for example, a white woman in the security industry is like unheard of. Unheard
Mm-hmm.
of. She's the only white woman manager that I know of. Fine, fair enough. My stepfather, my dad. Guys, my dad's almost 75. He still has his job. My stepfather was white. He was on medical pension for 10 years. They paid him millions every year just to be walking around at home. Guys, no, don't pretend. There is still so many. Like I was trying to explain to someone, the biggest problem in South Africa right now, one of the biggest problems, and it is the biggest problem in my opinion, is the unemployment rate for young black men. So the ages of 18 to 25. That unemployment rate is skyrocketed. They don't have jobs. There is not enough jobs. It's simple, guys. There is no, and you know what? I can tell you now, the xenophobia in South Africa, the cultural ethnic clashes that happen in South Africa is a lot worse than black on white. I can tell you that now. Culturally speaking, some cultures don't like each other. And they're not like, it's not white versus black. It isn't. Yes, we had, what's his name? Julius Malema from the EFF. Kill the Boer. We've got that. I understand it. And that is racism. That is like, that's just stupid. But no one's gone and just started a civil war in the streets. You know why? Because Julius Malema is in bed with the white business people, guys. Simple.
Yeah.
Like there's no sugarcoating it. I'm not denying it. I'm not sitting here and saying like if people say like, oh, white privilege doesn't exist. Go to South Africa. It does. Guys,
you can't say that. You can't say that as an American either.
Yeah, like it's just so like and as a white guy studying history, teaching history, colonization, guys, hello, hi. We still have that problem today, you know? When you study history, you're just like, what did white people really do?
Yeah. Historically, there's a lot of.
And you know what? It's not about, I'm not going to be like, and I hear the things, like, I'm not saying I need to make an amends. No, I don't need to go back to my ancestors and do their, that's not what people want. You know, we just want to be like, do you understand it? Yes, I do. I do recognize white privilege. I do. I'm not afraid to say it.
And never do it again.
Yeah. You know what? It's like, accept it. It's like, you know, when you get to see, like, my proudest thing, my thing that I'm so proud of, like, is watching South Africa. Yes, okay, Daniel, stop it. It's sport. But that's what it is. It is sport. Because back in the early 2000s, everyone was like, oh, you know, it's a political player. He's in the team because he's black and the government wants him to be black. And I was like, I get that. And yes, sometimes it was pushed a bit. The agenda was pushed a bit hard. But I was like, guys, when you see the turnover, when you see the people getting the chance, South Africa's 90% black, guys. Our best athletes are going to be black.
And right, are they winning?
And they're gonna get there. Now we've got a black rugby captain that's won the World Cup 2 times, and he's probably gonna win it 3 times. Greatest. He is now the greatest rugby captain in history. And guess what, guys? He's a black guy. Okay, he was born in a township. He was poor.
Powers and you don't like that.
Exactly. You know, and what's now? I don't know if anyone really knows this. Akina Sabina, all right, the fastest man in 2 years running. This guy for I think 5 or 6 years. No, I could be lying. For the last 8 years, Akina Sabina. Yes, he hasn't gotten like a medal in the 100-meter sprints. He has not gone over. He has not gone under 10. He has gone under 10 for the last 8 years in a row. He's consistently won. He is undefeated in the last 2 years. This is a South African black sprinter. We're bound to get all these guys coming in because now, why? Because more and more black people are getting the opportunity. Because in apartheid, they didn't. Now, 30 years on, we're starting to see it. We've got black rugby captains. We've got black soccer captains. We've got black cricket captains. Bruh. And you know what? I want more of it because I celebrate it. I don't care who you are anymore. I love it now because it's like it's getting to a stage now when you look to the guy on your right, you look to the guy on your left. I don't see color. I'll just be like, I'll see a South African, go and fucking do it. If you can do the job better, be my guest. Be my guest. So a little rant over as go visit South Africa. Go visit South Africa with people you know. Don't go do it alone. It is unsafe. Crime rates are high. Violence is high. It's poverty-stricken country. It's a developing country. It's I see. You can't say third world anymore, but it's a beautiful country. The people are nice.
Hmm.
South African people are nice. When you go there, their hospital, yes, you've got the violence and the murders and the muggings and stuff like that. You got it. You got the hijackings. It comes from a place of poverty. There's no one there trying to kill you because you're white. Avoid the rough areas. Go to the Kruger National Park. Go to Cape Town. Climb Table Mountain. Swim in the Durban Sea. I don't know. Drive in the garden routes. Ask Olivia. She did it. She loved it. She even went on a Soweto township tour and loved it in a taxi. It is okay. Guys, South Africa is okay. Go with people you know. I'm not afraid to go home. Yes, my dad lives on a farm and sometimes it's a little bit unsafe. But, guys.
I want to, and going off of this because and all the stuff has been kicking off, and I'm like, if we're being honest, we know what it is, especially from an American standpoint. It's another excuse to have white people come in, and um, I don't really get too much into politics because I don't really know. I don't know enough about
Yeah.
all the policies and all the stuff to like really give a solid opinion on it. I know what's morally right and wrong. I was taught as a kid, don't do this, do this. There's a lot of common sense.
Yes.
And I know with our current presidency, it's a lot of wrong. Uh, I had a talk with someone, and someone asked, uh, like with our presidency and stuff, and I was just like, would you be okay with that man in a room with your child solo? I
No.
would not. The fuck no.
No.
I would not.
No. Don't
I would
come
not.
here. I don't want to be in a room alone with him.
Yeah. And I was like, and to that point alone, no, I don't want you to run the country. So, anyways, past that, we know what it is. Um,
It's an agenda.
his cult of followers, and if anyone's listening to me, and they are
Ooh.
a supporter of the Orange Man in office, I've always said that's cool. Like, support who you want to support. Have a good reason to support who you want to support. I don't want to talk about it with you. And I've actually deleted people out of my life for certain things that they have said within these last 3 or 4 months. But anyway, so with the whole South Africa stuff, I'm like, like you said, there's multiple genocides going on in this world,
That are
past and
way
present,
worse.
that are way worse. And we don't let anyone in. Where we try not, the U.S. had this immigration and all, these Mexicans are coming in and raping and stuff. Which, side note, I would trust a family full of Mexicans that came in than I would trust a family of white people next door to me. That's just me because of my experience. And
Right.
I don't know this house of white people. I don't trust them. When I lived in LA, I lived around a bunch of Mexicans at the time. I say Mexicans, and I could be wrong. They were Hispanic. I got corrected once before because a guy I think was like Peruvian or something like that. So Hispanic. I don't mean to say Mexican. I apologize for that. But I stayed around a
Latin
neighborhood
American.
with a Hispanic or Latin
Cool.
America. I felt safe as shit. I felt welcomed. They were cool. I didn't see not that they were doing crime and all this stuff. I didn't know about it, but I felt
But
safe.
it's not
I
like
had 2 apartments in LA. In my other apartment, I stayed in the area. I still in Santa Monica, and it was predominantly white people. I stuck to myself. I didn't trust nobody because as a black man in the US, I move wrong, the police show up, it's a whole situation. So,
you
anyways,
see,
coming in with
just like that. It's
yeah, so coming in with this whole South Africa stuff, we know what it is. It's been, and it has been debunked so many times that there's no genocide. And then they try to be like, well, look at this paper of all these graves. And it was like, yeah, that's the Congo from like 10 years ago.
yeah. It's like,
Yeah,
guys,
they showed, they
people
played some
die in South
song.
Africa. We have like
Yeah.
52 to 100 murders a day. People die.
And then I'm also
Okay.
like, on the flip side of that, people were like, oh, it's not safe because I have family that when I've traveled places, they're like, oh, it's not safe. You shouldn't go there. And I've always been like, as a man, just speaking as a man of color, I don't really see too many places where it is safe, where I can say like that's a safe place to go, even at home. And I tell people who are here and want to go visit the states, go visit the states. There's nice tourist areas. There's places to see. There's nice, beautiful scenery. You go through the middle of the states, it's beautiful scenery. Stay on the lit path because the states is also can be just as dangerous. There's crazy fucking people.
Exactly. Bro,
Like
you
there's
can't,
places in the states that
like
I
no
wouldn't
offense,
go.
you can't go to school safely anymore. And that's
Yeah,
facts. The stats
and
are there.
that's also, we I was talking to Lucy about that because with the whole school shooting stuff, and it feels weird to have that conversation because I've never been in any situations
Exactly.
where we've had the most I've ever had in school that come close. We had a drug sniffing dog because somebody brought some weed to school. I remember it was a drug sniffing dog coming around the school sniffing lockers. Outside of that, I've never had any issue. I've never seen it. Of course, we've seen the news. Oh, this school was da da da. In any school I've ever been to, that's never happened.
Yeah.
Luckily, thankfully, that's never
Yeah.
happened.
Like
Doesn't
thankfully,
mean it
like
doesn't happen.
I've been held up. I've been held up, but I'm not a statistic. I'm not a victim.
Right.
Just move on.
But it's one of those when I hear about these school shootings, just going off topic, and this is going back to the time with the South Africa thing with the white people and stuff. And no offense to the people that I know, white people, not saying all, but normally you hear about these school shootings, it's always a white kid. And it's always he's misunderstood and he's bullied. Da, da, da.
If it was a black kid, there would have been
And
like the narrative
see,
would be so different. Like,
and,
oh, we're failing these kids because they're shooting up schools. If it was a black kid, you would not be saying that.
and
I can
like
guarantee you would not be saying that.
what's pissed me off, not pissed me off, but lately, here in Liverpool, they had the parade, and someone drove through the crowd
Huh?
after the
Well, white
parade.
guy, hey? And they probably
The
said,
white
oh,
guy.
he was mistreated or something.
So here it is. So he drove through the crowd. No, I don't. No one died. But I think like 70 people got injured. I think everyone's out of the hospital now, outside of like 10 people. Hit some kids and stuff. So no one died, but some people were injured very badly. And they've called him and stuff, et cetera, et cetera. So when they released not his name and stuff, they quickly released that he was a white British man. And what my thinking is why they released it in the UK, I think I'm not gonna say a lot of Brits, but the consensual, the
Consensus.
the consensus thought is they're not a fan of brown and black people here. The UK obviously has a lot of Muslim, Indian, yeah. So it's a lot of
I can tell you the whole world isn't a fan of the British.
Yeah. There's a lot, but there's a lot of people here. There's a lot of different because it's a big melting pot here.
Yeah,
But it obviously is still predominantly white, and
you do live in the whitest place I've ever been in. So
yeah, and I will say someone that I know in my current life refers to them as boat people, and I don't like that. I need to. He hasn't said that around me, but I've heard him say it, or I've seen him say it, and I'm not cool with it. But anyways, when that happened, they quickly said this was a white man because, however, last year there was a stabbing that went on.
Yes, and it made
With
the world news about
There was
this
a
guy.
stabbing that went on. And it was a kid, and he was like, I think he was like a teenager. Went to some little dance studio where some kids was at. It was a Taylor Swift dance thing, whatever.
Yes,
And he
yeah,
went and
I remember
stabbed a
this.
bunch of kids.
Yes.
And the internet were quickly like, he's an immigrant. He's a Muslim immigrant, or Indian immigrant. And it was riots everywhere. People are like breaking stuff, turn shit up. And what crazy is they would turn shit up to like places that didn't even they had nothing to do with this.
Yeah. Muslim community miles away.
They were attacking and all this stuff. It's immigrants. Come to find out, his parents became legally, but the kid was born in like Cardiff. He's a British citizen. So once that came out, so when this came out, they quickly had to say it was a white guy because it was quickly you could tell it was about to be. In my head, I was like, I hope this person is not brown.
Yeah, because you're about to be like searched. Because yeah.
And then the first thing that came on the news was his name was, I'm not gonna say his name, but the first thing that came on his news was, oh, he was a family man. He was a family man.
Oh.
He was a nice guy. We don't know why he did it. He's so misunderstood. We don't know what's going on. And I'm like, had this been me, if it was me and I drove through that crowd, completely different headline.
Yeah.
Completely different headline.
African American
come to the country.
African American immigrants from Nigeria, or one of those things.
They would have been some bullshit, and I'd have been under the prison yesterday. So yeah, so with the the whole South African stuff, man. I'm
It's
just
just
like,
a, it's just,
when they
it's a
said
very
the
clear.
genocide, I was like, I ain't heard about no genocide in South Africa. Then they did an interview with one of the guys. Funny. So first of all, when they showed him getting off the plane, there was a lot of like overweight people, and I was like, you look well fed to be in the genocide, okay. And then the guy said, uh, he said it was an interview with one of them. And he was like, yeah, I had to leave my mother behind in my 5-bedroom house. I was like,
Nice genocide you're going. People live in huts, brother.
it's like,
Yo,
damn, that's a comfortable genocide. You went 5-bedroom house? I can't afford that shit now.
if ending this topic and finishing up, if you guys
Yeah.
really want to feel sorry and you really want to speak up, and none of us will, because everything that we are touching and using right now in terms of technology, go and research cobalt mines, COLBAT mines in the
Hmm.
Congo. Go research that. And that is every single tech company in the world is responsible for that. Go do it.
Hmm.
You can't stop it because we're all consumers. We're all
Hmm.
consumers. You're not gonna go to the Iron Age now, the Ice Age now, and not talk. You're not gonna go back to pen and paper. You're still gonna communicate to your friends. But
Hmm.
go look at that. If you care about a genocide, go look at what all the tech companies are doing in the Congo with the cobalt mines. Just go do
Yeah.
that. Do yourselves a favor. Go research it. COBALT, cobalt mines, and just take a look at the pictures. Go research about that. And you know what? Everyone's like, China this. And I was like, not just China, guys.
I can tell you
Everybody.
now, if you're an American, you listen to this. I'm not the kind of person that you're gonna just come to me and say, "Oh, well, China did this, bro." We from the States. We got a long shit list. Don't come to me. Well, he did this. Oh, we still doing. Don't come to me, bro. I hate when people, what do they call it now? It's called whataboutism. People are starting to call it, where you do something like, if I punch
look what
Daniel
look what
and
ISIS
Daniel's like,
does.
Nick punched
Look
me.
what Al
Well, what
Qaeda
about
did.
10 years ago? Daniel did this, and I'm like, nah, bro. This whole
If you guys
whataboutism.
if you guys say Hamas, Al Qaeda, and ISIS, if you say that, now I'm not saying, okay, guys, I'm not saying terrorism is correct. No, I'm not saying. But if you just say they did this, we're doing the same thing.
I don't think a lot of people realize that any person, you get pushed into a corner for so long, you get shit on for so
You're
long,
going to retaliate.
you're gonna retaliate.
You're
And I'm
going
not,
to retaliate.
and I don't say that, and I'm not saying this, we need to get off of this topic, but I'm not saying this to like say that like some terrorist group is great. I would never say that.
No, I'm not saying
I would
that.
never say that.
I'm not supporting them.
I don't support that at all. But I know what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Don't don't come to my family and treat us like shit. Beat
Because
us, rape us, kill us, do all this stuff, starve us, all these opportunities. And then when we fight back, oh, you can't do that. You're hurting us. Don't do that shit, bro. But people don't want to do that because money. What's
yeah.
money? What's easy? Uh, what looks good on the
And
gram?
who you in bed with?
Who
Simple.
you in bed with? You
Yes.
know, I know in the U.S. now you can't. Well, I don't know how official it is, but now they're trying to say that like you can't talk shit about Israel, which is funny because you can talk shit about the states in the states. You can't talk shit about these other people, and that's how I know it's that money, baby. It's that money, baby. That's what it is. That money, and it's this. This right here. This.
I'm not. And before we get cancelled, we're gonna move on. But yes, Nick wants to talk about the last night's capping of the Champions League final.
Bro.
Damn,
So,
damn,
uh,
five, not like 1-0 tight affair. 5.
so my
Damn,
thing is
PSG.
this. I wanted Inter to win. I
Mm-hmm.
knew PSG was going to win, but I wanted Inter to win. PSG's been balling.
They've been balling. They were good.
They've been balling. The closest they game that they had was the Liverpool match when they went to penalties.
Yes.
And yes, that was a close match. I wouldn't even say it was close with Liverpool. It was close with Allison because that first leg, they threw the whole house at that man and he blocked everything. But outside of that,
I won't
that's a
lie.
ball,
Our semi-final
and they
was
are young.
tight. It was Donna Maria that also helped PSG
Yeah,
in
yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah,
first
yeah.
leg. In the first leg, like Donna Maria was the main one.
Y'all didn't go to penalties with them, did y'all?
No, because we
No.
lost. We lost 3-1 in aggregate.
Oh, okay,
But
okay, okay.
yeah, no. The first leg we lost 1-0. But
Yeah,
like I think Donna Maria did help a lot.
yeah, yeah.
But no, it was they deserved to be there. They
PSG
deserved.
is a night. I didn't realize it was their first one, their first Champions League.
Yeah,
Um, but that team, they're young. What's that boy's name?
Doué,
Desiree Doué.
Doué. Damn.
He had a fucking hat trick, and he's 18.
No, he didn't have a hat trick. Did he have a hat trick?
I could have sworn he had a
He
hat trick.
scored two. He scored two.
Okay,
He
okay.
scored two. He scored two.
Even still,
Yeah,
18 years old, he scored two in the
19
Champions
years
League
old
final.
and two goals and man of the match.
That man, look, I don't want to sound like sexist or nothing, but somebody's cheeks is getting clapped that night. He's old. So,
But mind you, I did not know that story about Luis Enrique. That's actually a really touching story about his daughter, Luis Enrique, the manager of PSG.
what happened to his daughter?
So back in I don't know what year it was, but when last Barcelona won it, I think back in 2015 he won it. He was the manager with them, and he had his daughter who was 6 at the time, and she died at 9 years old,
Shit.
a couple of years ago. Yeah, and that's why if you look at the PSG, they made a tifo
Mm-hmm.
of him putting the PSG flag in the middle of the ground, replicating what they did in Barcelona with his daughter next to him. Because she was passed. I was just like, respect was from here, and it went zoom here, and I was like, damn, I did not know that story about Luis Enrique about his daughter. I knew he had cancer, but yeah, man,
Yeah.
that what that manager's been through and what he's done with PSG,
Yeah.
respect.
What I don't like though is people are like they try to shit on Mbappe because they're like, oh, Mbappe left and we
Bro,
won.
they had
And I'm like,
Neymar,
hold on.
Messi, and Mbappe.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, hold on. So we're not talking shit about Neymar or Messi?
Neymar's the biggest fraud in football right now. In my opinion, he's a fraud. He's the biggest fraud in football. He was talent at Barcelona. That man was scary.
Yeah.
Messi, Suarez, Neymar was legit.
Yeah.
Then I don't know, bro. That was the biggest scam, bro. Have you seen about when his sister's birthday? If you look at the date of his sister's birthday and like the last 6 seasons, that man's either got a yellow card suspension or an injury. But there's so much shit surrounding Neymar. Like he is the godfather of Brazil. Bruh.
No, he's not.
Bruh.
No, he's not.
Like,
I wouldn't even say he's a guy. No. Potential, yes. Early
fraud.
talent, yes. Now, no. I mean, I used to love Neymar, but now if you flick his ear, his leg breaks.
Yeah, but that guy went to what? Where did he went to Saudi? He didn't even play.
Nah, he didn't go to Saudi. He's in
No, he's back in Brazil or something. But he
he did go to Saudi. It didn't play.
He did go to Saudi. He didn't play.
Forgot about that. He did go to Saudi.
He got paid. Bro. I'm not disputing how talented he is. No. This is Daniel not saying I recognize talent. He was was generational.
Young Neymar.
Neymar at Santos. Neymar at Santos with the little plaster on his nose.
Yeah.
Yes. No. PSG Neymar? No. Fraud. Big time fraud. Biggest fraud I've when it came to money.
But but that PSG match, I was just like,
they were good. What's his name? I can't say his name. The Georgian winger. They bought him from Napoli. The long name. I'm sorry, I can't say your name. But he is, for me, in my opinion, that Georgian winger on the left wing is the best winger in the world right now. He went from he was Napoli, went in January to PSG. He is, in my opinion, the most complete left winger ever. Like you've got Rafinha at Barcelona, but I don't know how to say his name. It's a KVH name. It's he's from Georgia. He's played in Napoli. He is the most
Kavicha. Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to try. I've heard people
I
say
doubt he'll ever
he.
heard this, but if he does hear this, I'm sorry, but I tried.
Yeah, but he is undoubtedly the most complete left winger. He's got pace, but he's not just a flippin' running pace winger. He's got such a touch. He's skillful. He is mesmerizing to watch. I hated watching him in that semi-final because he was just so good. He
That
is.
PSG team is nice, man.
That's a
That P-
nice team.
and that's a nice team.
And and Dembele, hats off to him making it happen.
Dembele has been balling. I think he's been the glue keeping that squad
Yeah,
together, and he's been balling. So
that's how
yeah,
you.
man, it
That's how
was
you recover from a dip. That's how you
yeah.
recover from a dip.
I was like,
Dortmund, he was there. Dortmund, he was flying.
mhm,
Barcelona, PSG.
yeah,
He's in the newest
yeah,
heights now.
yeah. We watched it, and I was like, at one point it was 2-0 or 3-0, and the commentators was like, well, we've seen was it Liverpool
Comebacks.
come back, and I was
Nah.
watching, I was like,
Uh-uh.
nah, I don't think they coming back on this one. I think this was done.
Nah.
I think this is done. They have it.
Inter were just.
These are like kids out here having too much fun.
But the centre backs, Bastoni for Inter
Hmm.
Milan. Oh, Bastoni, blah blah blah. Man, that guy is bust. Bro, that guy was bust. Like, mind you, Arsenal is blessed because William Saliba is gas. We
Hmm.
are blessed with that. His recoveries, when we get knocked behind, he can recover. But when
Hmm.
I saw that Georgian run and Bastoni was next to him, bro, it was like this in seconds. This guy was a bust, bro. I was like, it looks like me running, bro. It looked like me running on the frisbee field.
Those are kids out there, man. Those
They
are
were
kids out
just
there. When you got top athletes that don't know how to get tired, that's scary, man. That's scary. That's why I'm still
that's
scared
that
about
that
the
midfield.
yeah,
What's his name? Venetia and Jao Neves, the two
Vitinha. Yeah.
Vitinha, the two Portuguese, they don't stop.
They don't get tired, bro. They don't know what tired is yet, man.
Like
They
there
they they
again,
they sprint for 30 seconds and then laugh.
yeah.
I
Like
sprint for 30 seconds. I need an inhaler.
that's where I appreciate like midfielders of today, like Pedri, Gavi, Jude Bellingham. They guys that don't stop. They're not
Hmm.
stopping. Like
Hmm.
we don't have we have that a little bit like Declan Rice because he's the only player that just goes like
Hmm.
sometimes I look and it's like the 85th minute. I'm like, how are you running? You know,
Yeah,
you literally like, but these kids, bro, like they just don't stop.
yeah. We need that in Madrid, man.
But I wouldn't go to Madrid if I was these PSG players. I'm not saying no to Madrid. I'm just not going anywhere because now,
No. If I was a PSG player right now after we just won a Champions League, I wouldn't leave now.
yeah, like yeah, mind you, playing in the French league,
I mean, yeah, because they're gonna win. When they were like,
six
yeah,
like out of
PSG
10 years,
league,
it's 9 years they've won. You know
I'm
that type
like,
of thing.
yeah, who else is even
So
in
you
the
got
French
Leo,
league?
Marseille, you got Lille, yeah, you got like
Olympique
maybe
Lyon,
yeah, you got 4 or 5 teams at
Napoli's Italy.
Napoli's Serie A, Napoli's Italy.
Yeah,
They just won the
in
Italian league.
France, of course.
Yeah, like
In
at
France,
least in
it's
Italy, you've got AC Milan, you've got Napoli, you've got Inter
Inter
Milan,
Milan.
you've got Bologna, you've got those type of teams that are
Yeah,
strong and can give you a headache. You know,
I do want to see what this. Hmm?
Zlatan did say something in an interview. He was like, in Italy, football's very defensive. You play from the back. It's technical. It's playing chess. Then he
Hmm.
said in Spain, it is speed. It's all about speed. And then
Hmm.
he was like, in the Premier League, it's the pace of the game. So
Hmm.
like in because he was saying in Spain, it's like how fast you are as a player.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's in Italy, it's about how technical you are. Because like if you look at the old Italian defenders, it's all about defense first. But then
Hmm.
he said in England Premier League, it's all about the pace of the game. He says you can be the most technical player in the world, you can be the best player in the world, but if you don't have the energy and the pace of it, you just bye bye. We'll see you later.
Yeah,
So he was
yeah.
describing that. But like, yeah, that's the only thing I would say about these big players at PSG coming up. When do you make the move? Because it's like it's the league. Because like you want to go La Liga, you want to be Real Madrid, Barcelona, you want to be Inter Milan, AC Milan, you want to be in the Premier League. For me, those are
Yeah.
like the big pluses. Like the French league, yeah, I get it. And they've won the Champions League, so they deserve that. And that's coming from the French league, but the French
Yeah.
other teams are not at that level.
No. So it's going to be interesting this summer transfer window, for sure.
Let's go
'Cause,
Arsenal. We
y'all
need
signed
somebody.
anybody yet?
I think we got Zubamendi from Real Sociedad. I
Okay.
think he's confirmed, and then we are in talks with. I don't know which one I would prefer. I don't know. Gerikos from Sporting Lisbon. He's a beast, the Swede. He's just a big brah. But Benjamin Sissoko from RP Leipzig in the Bundesliga.
You talking about Gaio
Gyökeres, yeah, the Swede. The Victor Gyökeres.
the 6 other teams.
Yeah.
For
But
them,
I think Arteta wants Benjamin Sissoko because Gerikos is 26, Benjamin Sissoko is 22. So, and I think Gerikos is coming to demand a starting position. We still have Kai Havertz. So I don't think Benjamin Sissoko will come in and say, this is my spot, I'm taking it now. No, just hold. You got to fight for that spot. I don't think Gerikos wants to fight for that spot. He says, give it to me or else. So, but yeah, I think, and then I don't know who knows about Rodrigo. I mean, Xabi Alonso says he keeps him or doesn't. I don't know. So
I think that's going to come down to this Club World Cup.
Okay.
I think if Rodrigo, I think basically it's simple. If Rodrigo is going to be a starter, he's staying. If he's not starting, he's out.
Yeah.
I think that's.
And I do think he will come and start ahead of Martinelli at Arsenal. I love Martinelli, but I think Rodrigo is just more finessed up front.
Yeah.
You know, he's got more technical ability. So,
yeah.
And again, I don't know if Rodrigo will fit in the Premier League because it's tough physically.
That's the thing, though.
And
yeah.
Martinelli has stepped up physically. He's stepped up physically, and that's where you got to give and take in a game, you know. So let's see. Arsenal, I think the undercover signing of the season for us would be Zubamendi because he's a natural 6. He holds the ball. He's not. So where people get it wrong, Declan Rice has turned into a box-to-box Frank Lampard style midfielder where he's now adding goals to his game and he's driving the ball forward. But we're not so. We've been a little bit more with that change in style. We've been left a bit exposed at the back. So I think like Zubamendi will now, boom, glue that middle hold up there and sit there at that actual natural CDM position and protect the back four. But yeah, centre backs. I don't think we need defenders. We've got enough. We really do have enough.
We need them. Madrid is putting money into defense right now.
Yeah, you guys need. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Saliba. I think Saliba doesn't want to leave Arsenal just yet. I think some of these players are actually invested in Arsenal, trying to win trophies. So I think they want two good seasons where we get silverware, and then they can move on, which is fair. But yeah. So I think from that side, I think we just need that. I think Arsenal just need that marquee, that like big tag signing, you know, like just that like this is our signing, you know, like almost like we did with Declan Rice. We just need now a 9.
Yeah.
Like I know you're watching Arsenal. I know you're not watching this podcast, but please just give us a striker. We need anyone, even if it's
I just need somebody to put some goals in there. Some of y'all, you can't just keep relying on Declan.
Yeah, or Kai Havertz. Like, look, honestly, if Kai Havertz didn't get injured, he was on course. Yeah, he was injured. He tore his hamstring. So he was on course for 20 goals. And mind you, Saka was also injured for a couple of months, and Odegaard. So, yeah, we had our injuries this season. It's not an excuse. We fell off the pace. But that just says sign people. Just fucking sign people.
Oh, you got to have some solid backups, man.
Yeah, like, I mean, Gabriel Jesus is a walking fucking mummy, bro. He snaps.
Is he still with y'all?
Yeah, on the fucking medical bench every time, bro. That man hasn't completed a season for us.
Is he still with y'all this coming season?
Well, I don't know what we're gonna do with Gabriel Jesus. You know, Arsenal. We love to hang on to fucking stray cats, bro. Like I love these players. Man. I love these players. Like my goodness, I love Kieran Tierney. I love him. I love him as a player. I love him as a character. He's so cool, Kieran Tierney. But for the last 6 months, he's played for us with injury free. And I'm like, do we keep him? No, we don't keep him. In my heart, I want to keep him. In my mind, it's like, he can't fucking finish a full season. Bro, we need people that
Man.
come in with and stay fit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
please just sign people that are not injured. All right, done flipping football.
Okay.
You
Okay.
got flag football. I'm back at school, so you go first with your flag football story.
I got so we just finished we just played a game I think last weekend. And was it last weekend or the weekend before? We was in Rochdale. It's like north of Manchester. And it's been going good. We got there late. Well, the guy I was with was late, so I felt I was a bit slow because as soon as we got there, the game had started. So I didn't really get to I like
Warm
to
up.
stretch and warm up at least an hour before I'm playing a game. I need to be sweaty. I need my muscles need to be worked out. So I was for sure I was a lot slower. Uh, and but it went well. The first game we the first game, both teams we played, when you looked at the teams, I was looking at like the people on the team, and I'm like, we finna spank this ass. Like we finna beat them because they don't. I didn't see no flyers around, and I don't play defense no more. I'm solely on offense, and I was like, cool, we finna spank these dudes, whatever, whatever. And the first half, we played shit. You know, it's once again, it was that time of they're not beating us, we're beating us. Like
Yes, I got that.
we were just like even I dropped like two passes. I was like, the fuck's going on? Like we were dropping passes, we couldn't, and then they were scoring on us. I think the first half they were up maybe like 21-7 at the end of the half. Like we were playing like shit. And then the second half, we just like at the halftime, I just told him I was like, look, we're playing like shit. We got to figure this shit out because I don't like traveling to get my ass whooped. It's not fun.
It's not fun. It's
So
not fun.
yeah, but the second half we balled out. I made some nice ass catches, some diving catches. I made some. That's the only thing I hate about it. They don't always have them on video. So I did make like two nice ass catches, two touchdowns, or a touchdown on an extra point or whatever. And we ended up pulling out the win. We came back second
Nice.
half, pulled out the win. The second game, we finished and it was a draw. We finished 7-7. They don't during the season, they don't do overtime. It's only during the playoffs. So we finished 7-7. This team, what pissed me off about this is the team that we played, physically, they not fit. They weren't fast. Uh they had a guy, and I don't want to shit on him, but their quarterback had he didn't have any legs. So he came on a in a wheelchair, and then when it came to play, he had two prosthetic legs. So they'd snap him the ball, but he wouldn't run. He would just throw it. Like as soon as we blitzed and we got close, he would just throw it. And then like he would just like use his legs to like walk. So he had an arm, but he couldn't run anywhere. He couldn't scramble. So I'm like,
Fair
okay,
play
we
to the
need
guy.
to. I was like, fair play to him. I get him. Like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I
just to
appreciate
stand
that.
there and just like block his pass.
But on the other side, I'm like, bro, shut that shit down.
Yeah, defense.
He knew what it was.
He knows what he's
Couldn't
doing. He's
could,
playing flag
couldn't
football.
shut him
Stop him
down.
there.
Couldn't shut him down. But the thing that pissed me off the most was, and it was not me because I don't really. A lot of the guys that I play with, a lot of the people in these leagues, kind of fairly know each other.
Okay.
So they're like, even though we play different teams, oh, what's up, Daniel? Blah 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 blah. Like whatever, whatever. This game, it was too much buddy buddy going on, and it was really
Beat them, then have a beer afterwards.
it was pissing me off, man. It was so much like at one point the refs got the score wrong, and they gave us like 6 points ahead of them, and I wasn't gonna say shit. I was like, shit, they don't think,
Thanks.
Man, they over here. Oh no, I think what it is like correcting the score and all this stuff, and then which pissed me off. And I was like, okay, fair play, sportsmanship, whatever. And then it was just a bunch of like, it was just so much like friendliness,
Yeah.
so much buddy buddy, so much it's okay, Daniel. Like, oh, I'll get you next time. It was really grinding my gears, and it pissed me off even more because at the end of the game, people decided to be upset because we like didn't get a timeout or something. And then that's when they were like, "Oh man, we should have had that extra time." And I'm like, "We should have, yes, but y'all was pretty much jerking each other off the whole fucking game." It was pissing me off, dude. That's why I was just like, bro. I was like, look, man, I'm tired of y'all being friends with everybody during the game. Like
Yeah, be
after the
friends
game, before
afterwards.
the game, that's your boy. During the game, that's your enemy,
Yeah.
bro. It was piss. We should have beat them at least by 3 touchdowns, and we just weren't. So but actually, I'm gonna go to practice today because I need to run around a bit. But but yeah, man. So the flag football's been going all right. Back into it. Took some time off because we had some stuff on the weekends and stuff. I ain't got my Pats signed because we got baby stuff. This is the baby's new dresser thing, I guess what you call it. Clothes going there. So, a lot of moving parts. So yeah, man, flag football. It's been going smooth. The team is looking better though. Shout out to Jack. I don't know if you listen to this, but we have a he's normally like a center for us. But the two guys we have to play quarterback, they couldn't make it. So Jack stepped in to be quarterback. And it's one of those like, I don't know how he's going to be because I've never seen him play, and I'm one of those like, when I'm running, I tell the quarterbacks, because I can catch really well, I tell them, when you throw the ball to me, throw it as hard as you can straight in my fucking face. Straight in my face. Or not like straight at me, but like where I'm going. If I'm running a slant or whatever.
Mm.
Because I'm like, I know it's going to get to me. Don't lob it to me. Don't make it all light. Dart that shit. And I'm like, if I don't catch it, it hits me in my face. That's my fault. So, and Jack, he wasn't like throwing darts or nothing like that, but he was getting the ball to me. And he could move. And through 2 games, no interceptions. I think all the
Nice.
incompletions we had, it was either we dropped it or like somebody knocked it down. But like no interceptions. I was like, fair play. I was like, bro. I was like, hey man, you might need to stay at QB for a while, man. Fuck all that
Yeah,
center stuff, man. You
yeah.
got, yeah. He don't have like a deep arm. He ain't throwing it like 30, 40 yards down the field, but like midfield and short, oh, he can get it to you. I told him either get it to me or make sure that the other person can't get it. If it's going to fall to the ground, that's fine, but make sure that nobody can get it. So shout out to Jack, man. After the game, I told him, I was like, hey, man, Jack's going to take y'all spot because Jack out here balling. No picks, no bad passes. I was like, I'll take it, man. But yeah, flag football is going well, man. The next game is the week of Lucy's birthday, but we will be in London for Lucy's birthday.
Nice.
Yeah. We're gonna do the little open top bus, the little touristy bus, the weather dependent. Where they drive around and point at all the sights and all this stuff.
Yeah, that's nice.
We're gonna do that. We were gonna do the Lion King, but I don't think we're gonna be able to fit it because we're supposed to see Hannah. You remember Hannah? You met
Yeah, yeah.
Hannah.
Hannah and Sebastian.
Yeah. Hannah's in she's
Canada.
gonna be in London. Yeah, she's in Canada, but she's gonna be in London because her sister lives in, I know it's expensive, Greenwich.
Ah,
I
I
know
know about
it's,
this. I've never met the sister, but I know their stories.
yeah, we don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
But anyways, but
I love being an expat. Being an expat is so cool because you know all this shit.
You know all the tea
Oh
and
man,
yeah.
you know all the tea from all these different people you've never fucking met.
But yeah, so
But
we're gonna go
hold
see
on,
her.
I don't think I can say this. I can say this. Visa dependent. Visa dependent. Depending on if the visa gets approved.
Mhm.
Jen might be coming to work with us. Yeah.
Jen,
Jen from South Africa.
South African Jen.
South African Jen
Back to
might be
China?
coming back to China working at QSI.
Hey, oh
Right?
shit. Shout
Olivia
out
and
to
I
Jen.
are ecstatic. She's like, if she's been offered the job, I think she's accepted it. She's resigned from her work. They're going to go through the visa process now. And
Shit. Jen
yeah,
coming back to the Yang.
she's coming back to the Yang. That's right.
Oh shit. Shout out to Jen then, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to
So
Jen.
we'll hopefully holding thumbs for her that she gets the visa. And
Was she not the biggest fan of South Africa lately or something?
it's been tough. Like I've said, economically, South Africa is not the easiest country to live in. It really isn't.
I will say it is funny because the people, I know someone else who's went back to SA, I know someone. I know two people who went back to Nigeria, and I know another person has went back to the States, and no one's happy.
It's not easy. It's not.
No
It's
one's.
not. It's not.
I've always.
Unless you've got that plan, that actual plan going home, and not
Hmm.
going home where it is. Like if I go overseas, it's to basically go to the next school
Hmm.
and with an actual life that I want to plan. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
my that's the next step. It's the next step is looking. For now, why do I need to go anywhere else? I'm building my legacy here. I've got a lot to still do. I've got a lot to still learn. I'm always learning. There's always things that I can do better. I'm working on things, and yeah, if
Yeah.
it
And
only the right move.
I've said it time and time again. I would never move back to the States
I'll
unless it
never
was
go back to
something
South Africa.
crazy. Like unless it was something crazy, like someone was like really bad off that was close to me. Knock on wood, it never happens. I can never see myself moving back to the States. I've said if me and Lucy were, God forbid, were to go our separate ways, but now we got a kid on the way, so I ain't going nowhere. If we did go our separate ways,
Duck.
I'm moving down the street.
Yeah,
but but outside of that, like even if we didn't, have this little boy on the way, uh, and we decided to go our separate ways, I would move probably back to China or another country. I can guarantee you, for my American listeners, the U.S. is not even top 20 of where I'd go back. Not even, maybe like 23. I'm gonna try other 20 other countries first before I'm like, all right, this isn't working. I'll go back home. There's no way, and I feel like going back to the States. When I was in the States for those 6 months, it felt like hustling backwards.
yeah. I
Yeah,
know. You and I spoke a lot during that time, and it wasn't.
oh man, you could tell every day I
Yeah.
was not happy,
Hmm.
and it's one of those like I was happy to be like around my friends, my family. I
Yeah.
was happy for that. But then once the honeymoon phase is done and everyone has to go back to work and do their stuff, it just felt like I was back stuck. And I just was not happy. If this visa that I have now, if this visa didn't work, God forbid, if that visa didn't work and I was declining, I couldn't come to the UK, I'd have just I'd be back here with you, back at Richardson. So, but no, yeah, good man. Shout out to Jen, man.
Yeah.
She's coming back. Nice, man. Love to
Yeah.
hear it.
But
Love to
yeah,
hear it.
I think we will end with our dad jokes. We've got more to talk, but we can keep it for the next episode.
Yeah. That's cool.
So
Let me get. Oh, side note. So, because I keep looking at my phone because I passed my driving theory test. Everyone took fourth time's the charm. Fourth time is the fucking charm. But I passed it, which is like the multiple choice written test. Passed that for. I've been taking that test since I was like 15, 16. Finally passed it. I got a 47 out of 50. I was like, cool. And I booked my driving test. The earliest I've booked it is October 16th.
damn, are they that backed up?
They're backed up. October 16th at like 7 a.m. is the earliest I can get it. So I keep checking my phone because there's this app that you put your details in because people cancel all the time.
So you
And they
hoping
tell
to
you
get
like, hey, so well originally my first one was like October 27th, and I was able to catch one moved to October 16th. I'm trying to catch one to go into so I can get it done in July. My goal is to do it in July. But they see notifications like, hey, someone's canceled their test. But I don't know how many people use this app. So you got to be fast. So
be
like I've been
quick?
walking around with my license all day. So as soon as I get that email, I'm like, oh, license number. I've tried. A July one popped up. Somebody got it before me. The September one popped. So I'm trying to be. I keep checking my phone because if I get that notification, I'm on it. So
Right. Good luck. Hope you
oh,
get it for
side note,
July.
case. I want the freezer one.
Okay, just
I
say
think we talked about it.
this guy.
I love
Tell
you
me
though.
now. I know you
love
do,
you.
but just tell me which one you want.
I said the freezer one. The freezer one because I love
I
you.
have to go through it again and get it for you because
It's the freezer one with the Circle Max. I love you though. Just know that.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
We'll talk about it all, Cam. But yeah, dad jokes.
yes.
I just had mine.
I've got one here.
I got a solid 2.
I've got a solid 2 as
So,
well. You go first.
so the girl I picked up at the bar, I spent the night with. She said she used to be a Christian, and I said, it didn't bother me. She said, cool, because she didn't like being a Christine.
Nice one.
I feel like I said that wrong. I think she liked being a Christine.
Yeah.
My bad.
I was waiting for you to pick up your mistake, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What you got?
What did the one firecracker say to the other?
What did what?
What did what did one firecracker say to the other?
Boom.
What's poppin'?
All right. I like the question better than the answer. All right. Did you know Vin Diesel only eats 2 meals a day?
Mm-mm.
Breakfast and breakfast.
Jeez.
Side note, I need to show Lucy The Matrix. She's never seen The Matrix.
Fair enough. I can't remember.
And she's never
remember.
seen. Have you seen Fast and Furious?
Yeah, all of them.
Seen all of them. I think I stopped at like 4 or 5.
No, I've seen all of them.
But at least the first 2 or 3 are like you need to see.
Yeah, iconic.
Yeah, she's only seen Tokyo Drift.
No, the first one.
the Tokyo Drift, the one with Bow Wow in Japan, like the spinoff that was shit. It's the only one she's seen.
What is the difference between a Subway and an ex-boyfriend?
A Subway and an ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
A dark hole. I don't know.
One gives you 1 inch, and the other one gives you one gives you 1 foot, and the other one gives you 6 inches.
Is that why you asked me? Is that why you asked me how many inches in a foot?
Yeah, I asked. I remember on your gender change joke. I remember there was one on Shits and Gigs. They came up and they asked the question, "What was the worst thing that's ever happened to you on the first date?" And it was having the first date and everything was going really, really well. And the guy said that it all went downhill when they were having dinner. And he said, I needed to go to the bathroom. And she said, I also need to go to the bathroom. And he found out that he was standing next to her at the urinal.
I wouldn't even have said nothing. I'd have looked at her and been like, cool. I'm out. Cool. I'd have just left it. Yeah. No, I couldn't. It's all cool till she whips out one. Like, whoa.
Nah, it's all right.
So yeah. Episode 48 of Big Belly Pats. We've reached the end. I will put a disclaimer that the first 40 minutes are a political commentary, but
interesting political commentary.
But yeah, episode 48, Big Belly Pats. Yeah, man. I think we out. It's a wrap. We are almost at 50, baby. We almost at 50.
Damn.
We gotta do something special for 50.
Yes, we do.
But yeah, episode 48, Big Belly Pats. I'm out.
Peace.